I wasn't able to even cover my expenses or buy the things I really wanted. So I made a choice and I went into sales, which also later led me into management. How do you pick the right career for you? This is actually one of the most important decisions we make in our life. Most people, as a matter of fact, don't even realize until much later in life that the choice they've picked is not something they're happy with, and they won't even be able to stick with it long term. So what do? They make a switch and they try something new, and sometimes that doesn't work, and so they switch again. This really causes a lot of wasting time and energy. Now, if you feel like this is you, I want you to really know it's okay to take that sharp turn and it's okay to start over. I'd like to share my own personal experience with you guys so you realize I didn't just end up here because of pure luck. When I was about 16 years old, I worked 2 jobs at the same time. One of them was at a doctor's office where I did the basic phone call confirmations, patient setup, filing, and my second job was at a Denny's. And I started there as a hostess and later became a server, but that's when I really realized how much I loved being around people. I liked talking to new people. I liked making those recommendations to foods they might like, whether they were my regulars or just somebody brand spanking new. It was really, really exciting for me. But that being said, I really realized that that wasn't really helping me in my financial situation. I noticed I wasn't able to even cover my expenses or buy the things I really wanted. So I made a choice and I went into sales, which also later led me into management. So here I realized not only was I making more money and being able to buy the things I wanted, but I also now had the chance to start saving up. And I realized not only was I really good at sales, but I actually really, really enjoyed it. And it was like an awesome win-win for me. I worked for a customized home delivery service, which is kind of cool because back then there wasn't any Instacart, and we offered natural and healthy options. And this really made me feel good. And I felt like I brought value to my customers and at the same time making a lot of money, which was, of course, the whole purpose of everything. But unfortunately, the economy crashed back then and the company did go out of business. And this actually caused me to start chasing different types of sales jobs. And one after another, I realized I was really unhappy there. I didn't really get that satisfaction of human connection and feeling like I brought a valuable service to anybody. But instead of just quitting, I powered through and I grinded through those jobs and I saved as much as I could. And I felt like it really taught me a lot about myself. It taught me different skills, and it really showed me what I really want to do in the long run and opened up my opportunities and possibilities for the future. Eventually, I decided to sacrifice the money I was making and I went back into the restaurant industry. I worked for a small family-owned kitchen and I felt like I found my happy place again. What I recommend for you guys is sit down and make a list of what makes you happy, but also what would make you financially comfortable, would cover your bills. Although I felt really good about going into work each day, I found myself not being able to cover my expenses at all. Luckily, a few years later, I had an amazing opportunity that came up for me and I got back into sales. And I worked for a beauty industry where I was able to assist women and men and help with their skincare needs and be a consultant of sorts. And I really, really felt valued again and I enjoyed it a lot. So sit down and find yourself, figure out what works for you, what makes you happy, what makes you feel like you're bringing a value to whatever you're gonna do and satisfies you at the end of the day, so you're not dreading going in every day. Think about your plan. Make sure it could support you and your family financially. Make sure it could allow you to save up a little bit for the future in case things come up. A lot of us end up going into these careers, making choices where we're really unhappy in them and don't even have the option to save in the long run. This also ends up making you feel like you're wasting your time. And if you are feeling like you're stuck in your job, I strongly recommend checking out my previous video. But seriously, guys, how many of you or how many of us, I know I've been there personally, have gone to school and spent years studying something that I actually never really used? first. A lot of this comes from our society and the pressure that is put upon us to pursue something specific. Maybe this pressure came from a parent, maybe the pressure came from a counselor at school. Nonetheless, how are we supposed to figure out what we want to do for the rest of our lives when we're only 20 years old? Don't get me wrong, education is super important, especially if it's going to help you to the career of your own choosing. Even though when I was younger, I chose to chase my own happiness instead of the financial gain, I highly recommend you find something that can make you money first. For example, I love to sing but cannot carry a tune at all. So I wouldn't become a singer, right? Because if I did, maybe in the beginning I'd be really happy, but eventually I wouldn't make any money and then I would be unhappy and then I'd get stuck and it's like this whole vicious cycle. So find something that makes you happy. Find something that you can comfortably live on and allows you to save. Look at Colonel Sanders, for example. He started selling fried chicken at age 40 and didn't franchise his famous KFC recipe, yes, recipe, not even the restaurant, until he was 62 years old. It doesn't matter if you're 20, 30, or 40 years old. If you're not happy or you're financially miserable, it's not too late to change. And if you've had 3 jobs or 30, it doesn't matter as long as you don't give up to find what you want. So you think to yourself, where do I belong? Do you like to work with people or do you prefer to work alone? Are you computer savvy or are you more artistic? Narrow it down to the opportunities around you. Does it offer you life satisfaction? Making money and feeling happy is fantastic. But you really know you found the perfect career is when you feel purpose. So, find your purpose in life. It's okay to find your career after making a few wrong choices. You don't have to make your final decision right now. And it's okay to change, and if others don't agree with that change or even understand it, just make sure this is what you want and really apply yourself to it. When you find a career where you put your mind to it with a full heart, you realize that this is truly the right choice for you. Remember, these are not failures. These are your life experiences. They are here to help you find your true potential, passion, and purpose. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like and share. If you want to watch more, please subscribe and turn on your notifications. Now, if you have any questions or want to add something, I'd love to hear from you guys, so feel free to comment below. My name is Helen Julius, and welcome to my official channel. Nobody else above.